Hi, everyone. My name is Holly, and I work in the Center for Career Services. Since our office is operating virtually, I wanted to take a few minutes to walk you through how to look for jobs on Handshake. Let's begin. This page that we are looking at right here is what all students will see when they log into Handshake. You can look for jobs in two different places from this page. The first one would be this Jobs tab here in the left-hand middle side. And the second one would be the Jobs tab up in the top. I'm just going to click Jobs right here, and this is going to take you to the job portal. Handshake is a really great tool to use to search for jobs and internships because there's a lot of filters that you can use to narrow down your search. I'm going to say that I am looking for an IT internship. First, I am going to go to the job title, employers, and keywords search bar, and I'm going to type in IT internship. This is just the example that I'm using for this demonstration, but you can mess around with the keywords as much as you would like. I suggest messing around with the keywords a lot so that you can find a variety of opportunities. Next, I'm going to go to city, state, zip code, or address. Since I'm a local student, I'm just going to put Washington, D.C., so that it can pull up all of the jobs within a 50-mile radius of Washington, D.C. You can narrow this radius if you would like. There's 30 miles, 15, 5, or even 100. And you don't have to put Washington, D.C. If you would like to find a job or an internship back in your home state, you would just put that address there. I am looking for an internship, so I'm going to select internship here. However, if I was looking for a part-time job or a full-time job, I would select one of those. Next, I'm going to go to this filter tab right here, and this is going to pull up even more filters for me to look for jobs through. You could search by paid roles only, and this will pull up internship positions that are offering paid positions. You could search by companies that will be an employer preference match, so a match to what you have built in on your Handshake account. You can search by industries, and it just gives you a few different suggestions that you can look at. For this, I'm going to select internet and software since I am looking for an IT internship. And then you can also narrow it down by job function. Again, here are the suggestions down at the bottom, but you could click this drop down arrow and see a variety of different job functions you could select from. Next, you could also add your major in here. It does provide a suggestion of business administration, but you could type in your major. You can also narrow it down by employer that you want. So if you know of a company that you think you would like to work for, you could narrow it down by that. And I'm just going to see if I click on Amazon, how many internships pop up. And if you look down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that that number is decreasing when I add more filters on. So I've added Amazon as my employer. I'm curious to see what kinds of internships Amazon is offering. I'm just going to click down here at See Jobs. If you look over here on this column on the left-hand side, it is going to show you all of the internship positions that Amazon is offering within the radius that I have selected. If I want more than just 7 options to look at, I can take off some of those filters. So what I'm going to do is actually remove Amazon, and that goes back up to 27 internships that's found. What I suggest doing is making sure that you meet some of the employer's preferences. So seeing if your major matches, if your GPA meets their specification, if your school year meets their specification, and whether you are US work authorized. I would read over the job description and browse the company website. If you see an internship that you really like and you just want to keep scrolling through internships, seeing if there is a couple more, what you can do is hit this star right here in the right-hand corner. And what that does is favorite the job for you. So I'm just going to favorite this job, and I'm going to look at a couple other internship opportunities. oh, this one looks like it might be a good opportunity. It does pay. I'm looking for a paid internship. The application is still open. It looks like I still have a little over a month to apply. So I'm also going to favorite that job. Next, easy event planning. The application is still open and it looks like the internship is running during the summer, which is what I'm looking for. It's unpaid, but that is okay. That doesn't really matter too much to me. And it is in the area that I'm looking for, so I'm also going to star that position. After you've starred a couple of positions and you've started your internship search, what you're going to go to do is go to My Favorite Jobs right here in the right-hand corner, and it's going to pull up all the jobs that you favorited. This is kind of creating a bucket of internships for you to look at and apply to. And then once you have narrowed down your internship search, you're just going to follow the application process for each company. Some will have an application just on Handshake, and some will have an external application for you to apply to, like this one here does. And it looks like this one has a Handshake application instead of an external application. That is it for the Handshake job search process. I also want to encourage you guys to look at jobs on USA Jobs, Indeed, Google Jobs, LinkedIn. There are a variety of different platforms that you can use to search for jobs. If you have any questions, please reach out to Career Services. We are always here to help you. Thank you. Have a great day.